Dub Clubbers, hello, hello, welcome in. How are y'all doing? Hope I catch you well on this day. I got a little bit of a different stream planned for today. I'm going to be tinkering in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I don't know how well it's going to go. I have seen where Fenix released their update that allowed compatibility. I saw a stream where when used it yesterday, it seemed to do pretty good. I didn't get to watch the whole stream. I just picked up bits and pieces of it. But we're loading into Flight Sim right now. I've tried my best to install some of my third-party scenery, and we're going to see how that works. We're going to see how the Fenix works. And I've got GSX installed, so we're going to see how that works. No promises here. I'm gonna try to get I got my cameras moved over from the Fenix in 2020 to the Fenix in 2024, hoping that works. I'm not sure how that's gonna go. And I know, of course, I'm gonna have to set up my key bindings and controls and all that stuff all over again. So it's going to be interesting. I'm just figured y'all could hang out with me while I do that. We might try to do a flight. I don't know. It all depends on how frustrated I get with the new sim, because I really don't have a whole lot of hands-on experience with the new sim. I've done some tinkering here and there, but nothing crazy. So I think what we should probably do is just go ahead and jump right into it here. The sim is loaded, so we can just go ahead and jump right into it and see how things go, see if we can get things set up. Hopefully, if you're watching me, you can maybe learn something along the way. Hopefully I do something that might help you out, or we can figure stuff out together. So I'm just gonna jump right into it here. And yeah, there we go. So you can see we're all loaded in. I'm gonna just get started up here, and I think I loaded in Dulles and Newark as far as the aircraft go. So for now, we're just going to pause Spotify because we got, or as far as the airports go, and then I want to see what happens here with the Fenix. So let's see if we can find it. There's the Fenix sim. JetBlue. So it loaded the livery. Interesting. Configure. What can we do here as far as Fenix goes? Okay, so we can choose what we have. There's American Airlines. Let's just fly the JetBlue with the sharklets, because I hadn't even messed with the sharklets, to be honest with you. I don't even know if I have cameras set up for that. So I know I had cameras set up for the American Airlines version of it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna mess with our... What's up, bro? Mr. Squirrel, how are you doing? About time. Well, we're just gonna see what happens, man. I've just loaded the Fenix in here. So far, so good. We got our American Airlines livery. I know I've got custom cameras set up for that. I tried to transition my cameras over, so we're gonna see how that goes. And let's just load into Washington Dulles. I just hate that it doesn't zoom you into the terminal. Like one would want it to do. That's a small gate, heavy gate. We don't need a heavy gate. We can just do... let's do a medium gate. I don't even know where JetBlue flies out of Washington. You about to head to work, man? I feel you. Flight conditions. Let's just look at all that. Live weather. Air traffic can be off. Multiplayer can be off for now. So that is perfectly fine. And we're at gate D5, so we'll just start our flight and hope for the best here. Please run live update. Oh, isn't that just lovely? GSX not wanting to work. All right, you can't really do a walk around here. So I know that I've got to set a tab. What is it? Control C? That doesn't work. That's crouch. So I know one thing that I've got to immediately do is set this controls for my keyboard, and I think it's under character. Take control of character, shift and C. So just as long as I can remember what that is, we should be able to go straight into the flight deck like so. GSX, very interesting. Okay, so GSX does look like it's working for the most part. That's good. Um, don't know why the EFB is not turning on, but we are cold and dark. And I also know that my cameras, well, it looks like my custom cameras are saved. I just need to set up what each one is. But so far, there's my overhead panel. There's a wing view, autopilot panel, engine view. Well, that's lovely. I mean, so far, but all right. So the cameras look like they transferred over. Yeah, I bet, dude. That's gonna be awesome. Did you get the XLR plug-in for the back? All right, so shoot. What do we need to do? We need to set up controls for our cameras here. So settings, just right off the get-go. We got to go ahead and map all of these controls. So our stick, and we're going to do load custom camera. And so I want to maybe duplicate this, and we're going to rename this Fenix A320 wingtip fence. All right. So now we've got our custom profile set up for this aircraft. And what we can do is I just need to pull up. Yeah, that's not going to work. So looks like now we need to go into our back into our controls and go to our keyboard. And this should be load custom camera. There we go. So we're going to change all these to excuse me, 0, 1, Alt 2, Alt 3, Alt 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Awesome. So now I should be able to pull up like Notepad and just take some notes on what these cameras are. So Alt 1 is the captain position. 2 is AP panel. Excuse me, guys. 3 is dude, I have the A380, but I didn't think you could fly it in Fly by Wire has specifically said that it's not compatible with 2024. So I hadn't even tried to mess with it. Alt 3 is the right wing rear. 4 is left wing or left engine. 5 is overhead panel. 6 is oh yeah, I've got it on 2020. I've done several flights with it. Right engine. 7 is lower ped. 8 the FMC. 9 is the BFB, and 0 like no 1 is the left wing, and then 0 is the captain. Okay, cool. So now I've got a note of what all of my cameras are, so we can go right in. Why is that on? I didn't turn that on. I'll probably type in and hitting the button, and it's fine. We'll find that as well in our settings. I do not know though where it would be. Flight model, maybe? No. Flight interface. Yeah. Let's turn that off. Definitely don't need that. Controls. Go back to our joystick, our flight stick here, and load custom cameras. Why is that showing up? Load custom camera. 0. All right. So 0 is the captain. I want that. We've got that one done. 1 is the left wing. We've got that one done. 2 is the autopilot panel. We've got that one. 3 is the right wing. 4 is the left engine. 5 is all right, bro. Thank you for stopping in. Good to see you. Have a good day. The overhead panel. Custom camera 6 is the right engine. 7 is the lower pedestal. 8 is our FMC. And 9 is our EFB. So that should be all of them. So now, captain, overhead. My autopilot panel didn't set. But engine views. Oh, I set it to the wrong switch. Okay. So, and that turned back on. I don't. It's got to be a key that I'm hitting. It's got to be a key that I'm hitting. But custom camera. All right, so the autopilot panel was number 2. And the right wing was number 3. There we go. Let's clear out any of these conflicts right here because I'm not going to be using any of them. So we'll delete. Okay, go back. So all of these little conflicts, the trim, like I never use those anyway. So just to show you the way that I've figured out how to delete these conflicts, and there might be an easier way that I don't know about. Um, but if you see this number right here, it shows you that there's a conflicting control that button does, right? So what we're going to do is you click settings and then it tells you what it is down here, conflicts, increase door light switch. And you can click on it and it actually switches to that keybind and then you can just delete it and it gets rid of it. It's a little bit time consuming. Load custom camera 6. Custom camera 3. Custom camera 6. Right engine. Custom camera 3. So I actually have that set up wrong, which is the wing. There we go. Delete. Got a conflict here. Delete that. And then we got a conflict here. And we'll delete that. Okay. So now we should have our custom camera set up. We've got those I don't even know what. Let's go to our keyboard and let's just search for General, I don't have any of the assists turned on. So why does that aerodynamic visualization keep showing up? That's what I don't like. Why is that there? Because I cut it off. So that shouldn't be there, but it is. All right, cameras, let's test them. So captain's good, overhead panel's good, autopilot panel's good, FMC is good. This should be the left engine, and then to the right engine, and then to the left wing, to the right wing, and then that should be the EFB. Perfect. So we've got our cameras set up. Let's see. I don't have my throttle axis map, and it's not moving my stick. I wonder if I need power for that though. And why isn't my EFB coming on? Uh, I wonder if we can request ground power from GSX. Let's see how well. Oh, okay. The GSX does bring in. Hang on, guys. Let me take this call real quick. Sorry about that, chat. I had to take a phone call. I still don't know why the visualizations are showing up, but it looks like we got our GPU and external power is still not showing up that it's available. Okay. I can't even get the battery switches to come on. How did he fly this thing yesterday? Is it deliveries? Is this what they're talking about? Deliveries don't work yet. Let's see. Let's see if it's deliveries. We'll just go back to the IAE variant with the wingtip fence. And we'll just try the straight Phoenix aircraft instead of the American livery. I know they did say something about like liveries don't work yet, so maybe that's what they were talking about. I'm not sure. There's Charlotte Douglas, Piedmont Triad. Trying to find IAD is just Richmond International. Okay. I needed to go north a little bit more. That's fine. So we're just gonna pick another gate and do start flight again. Hello. And of course, it's not going to want to load now. Do what? No, I was just in it. I don't know. I couldn't get the airplane to turn on. Well, this isn't supposed to happen. It loaded in really quick on the last one. And the whole sim appears to be frozen. Oh, no, it's not frozen. It kind of is frozen. Let's pick a different gate. I don't know. Maybe that'll work. I'm not sure. Still got live weather. Let's see if it'll do its thing now. I don't know. Hey, Boo Bear, you want to taste my banana? My vape, silly. Yeah. Shattered mine in the gutter, chat. Yes. Do what? What you need? They can. Are they not? All right, chat. Let me go be wife. I got to restart the sim anyway. Let me go be wifey's IT guy because the sim is not going to load in. Imagine that. Flight Sim 2024. We just got it all figured out. Look, it's still playing the music. I've closed the sim. Find the process and kill it. Flight Simulator 2024. In task. All right. We'll get Spotify playing again for us. Hang on, chat. We're going to help wifey. We're going to be her IT guy. Looking at y'all even want to see her. Off set up over here. There she is. There's wifey. Right around there. Camera angle back up. You're welcome. Can't say I don't love you. Well, even though you say you've never said it, you surely can't say it now. All right, let's get loaded back into the sim here and let's just give it another go. I don't understand it, chat. I don't understand it at all. All right, so we've had to close out the sim, restart the sim. Fun times. But it is loading, so. So just a little update here. We got the Fenix aircraft does load into what's with the update. The Fenix A320 does load into Flight Sim 2024. You can move your cameras from your Flight Sim 2020 folder over to your Fenix aircraft Flight Sim 2024 folder. And that transitions pretty smoothly. You do have to set up your key bindings and controls. But once you do that, it works pretty well. But I got GSX loaded into. It seemed to be working okay. I couldn't really tell. However, I also could not get power to the aircraft at all. Like I clicked the battery buttons, but I was also using the American livery. And I think I read that the liveries aren't quite working right now. So I tried to load back into the default Phoenix house livery, and that did absolutely nothing for me. So I couldn't even get it to load in at the airport. So we're just trying to see if restarting the sim and loading into the Phoenix house livery on the A320 will do anything for us. Tell you what, Flight Sim 2024 has had a very, very bad launch. And they hyped it up to be something amazing. And so far, it's been something that it isn't. It's been far from amazing. Just saying. So we're going to load back into Washington Dulles. This is a scenery that I transferred over. And it seems to be working pretty well. We'll just see if it'll load in or if it's going to freeze up again. Solid. Solid. Should we try a different airport? I don't know. I don't know why we would, because it loaded in fine the first time. I wonder if this needs to be running. It probably does. And should we just try a different airport? Maybe. I don't know. Let's just try my home airport. Even though I have this scenery, I bought this through the marketplace. I know it's not going to be a very good scenery, but I can't even get the gate to load. There we go. So let's just load in at Raleigh, Durham. Let's just see if it'll load in there. If that does anything different. It won't load in at all on the Phoenix. Interesting. Let's try the American Airlines livery again. Or the them can just freeze. So frustrating. So frustrating. Why is it doing this? Nobody knows. Like, I love how you exit the sim and it keeps playing the sim music. It's like the process keeps running in the background. I don't understand that. Let's see. Let's see if there's something I need to do here. I'm not certain. I'm not certain that there. Um, Let me just check the Phoenix installer and just make sure everything looks okay in there. Phoenix EXE is running. It must be closed before updating. I don't think it is running, but okay. All right, so it says it's installed both of them. Maybe that was my issue. I don't really know. All right, let's try to launch the sim one more time. All right, so we're loading back in again, and we're just going to see if we fixed our issue here. I would love to be able to do a flight. I would love to be able to do a little flight and just try it out. But we have to get loaded in and get all of our controls set up in order to be able to do that. All right. So let's try this one more time. I hate all the menus that you have to click through to get to your aircraft liveries. All right. Washington Dulles. Zoom into our gates. We'll just select one. And we'll start the flight and see if it loads in, which so far it is not. Not understanding why it loaded in to begin with. And now all of a sudden it will not. But it won't do anything. To be sure, the servers aren't still this crappy. But they very well could be. I'm not understanding why. I'm not understanding. Yep, and then you try to configure and the whole sim just freezes. Cool deal. Gotta love it. Got to love it. Is it something in my community folder? Maybe we should take GSX. Maybe we should just try to take GSX out of the community folder for now. I'm not certain that that will help. But at the same time, something has broken. So let's, I don't want to uninstall. I just want to unlink it. Okay. So I have unlinked GSX. It seems like every time I load into the Phoenix installer, it doesn't, update for whatever reason. All right, so we're loading the sim again. And while this loads, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some water. Okay, let's try this again. It worked flawlessly the first time. I don't know what's happening now. Don't have a clue, but free flights. And we're just gonna try some random airport. We're gonna get out of IAD and stop trying to do that. Um, it wants us to do JetBlue so bad, but I really want to do the American Airlines. So now that's there. At 3:30. Yeah. All right, let's load into or I say load in. Let's try to load into Raleigh Durham. Like it's changing all of my settings, like flight conditions. I want live weather. There we go. Live weather is what I want. It's selected our gate. We're in our aircraft. Start flight. Oh, here we go. How about that? And wait a minute. It actually looks like. Does it have my scenery? Did my scenery transition over? How about that? All right, check us out. Now our EFB's working. Are our cameras working? Yes, they are. We can get external power on. Does that mean my flight control? That my side stick's working? Okay. All right, so I got to get all these set up, unfortunately, because all these controls are wrong, but that is working. So let's get our external power and our batteries on. And we'll just let all that do its thing. All right, cool. So we can run off external power for now. And now let's get our controls set up. Let's Feet, inches, pounds. Where do you... Where do you calibrate? Which that's really pretty solid. It's set pretty good. Are they independent or are they linked? Let's find out. They are independent of each other. So that's good. All right, let's get our controls set up here. So settings, controls, and we're going to start with our I guess we'll start with our throttle since that's the very first one. And we need to nose wheel steering axis, which I'm going to set to, this is going to be a Fenix A320 IE wingtip fence. Okay. And then let's do our elevator trim. And I think I want to set another switch for this. So these are hard to do, kind of hard to press, but I really don't have a switch other than this one right here. And this one takes forever, but we'll try it. Elevator trim, nose up, elevator trim, nose down. Now let's get rid of those. Button 30. Delete this. And nose up, button 31. And we'll delete that. Okay, so we got our trim and our nose wheel steering. I need reversers. And I can toggle reverse thrust. Toggle throttle reverse thrust. So if I do that, and then we'll delete the flaps control. Okay. So let's see if that works. If I hit that, yes, it does toggle my reverse thrust. And that puts me back at normal thrust. So let's go back to our controls and let's do throttle cut. Throttle throttle 1 cut and throttle 2 cut. All right, and now I can get rid of this flaps. Okay, so that should cut my throttle. I got my reversers, my nose wheel steering. I need to set up my brake axis, but that's gonna be on my pedals down here. What else do I want to set up on here? Parking brake and landing gear. Set parking brake. And we can delete this. And there's an easier way to delete it, just to unbind it by doing. I wonder if it'd be better to toggle the parking. Yeah, probably. All right, so let's see if that works now. So if I go into reverse and I come here, it's fine. But that's good. Let's see if this works for my parking brake. And it does. So I need to do my landing gear. Gear. So gear up, gear down. So gear down. That one was right. And now, what else can I do? This is very. Wonder if I can do, let's see. Settings, controls, landing light. Toggle landing light. Let's see what the conflict is there. Oh, I've set it to the wrong one. Here we go. Toggle landing lights. Runway turn off lights. Taxi. Is there a toggle taxi light? So let's do this. Let's see what that's bound to. Auto start. We don't need to do that. So let's see if that worked for my lights. So that actually does all of them. They're all on the same switch. That's fine. Can I get my hydraulic systems? The electric pump is on. That seems to be working just fine. And I can just click this. I really don't need to set that. I do want to set something for toga power. Let's just see what else we can do here. Controls, toga, toga. Of course, that's not. Uh, Power, throttle, auto throttle, toga. I do like the throttle next detent. That's pretty cool. We don't have afterburners on this aircraft. Is there a, let's just see if there's a detent. Detent. Throttle previous detent. That's nice. So I can automatically change my detents because I don't have detents on. Okay. Save and back. So let's see if that works. Oh, that just completely goes to toga. It does not jump the detent switch. Okay, so we'll just delete that setting. I was hoping that would work, but okay. So auto throttle should be my auto throttle. Brakes. I don't need that. Okay. And we can do auto throttle arm toga. Choose that one. Okay. That should work. So now, since we are sitting still on the ground, our parking brake works. So I've got all my controls set up here. Let's see if nose wheel steering actually. Yes, it does. Okay. All right. One thing we do want to do is go to our keyboard and do altimeter. Set altimeter. Why is there more than one? It's the comma key. I like what it used to be. Yeah, 299 lets me set the altimeter. Sweet. That's ground spoilers are armed. How did I do that? All right, now let's go to our stick, which is, oh, we'll go to our wheel first and go to brake. Axis. It should be that right there. Now let's go to our stick. We're gonna go to autopilot. Toggle autopilot master. Let's see what that button does. Grapple hook, spray. Yeah, we're gonna just delete that. Delete that. And autopilot master. And delete that. Okay. External. External view. So this should be that. No, I don't need a G limiter. And reset our view. Reset cockpit view, reset external view. And flaps. I don't have a flaps axis. I've got extend flap and retract flaps. And that's our elevator trim, which I don't need because I've got that set somewhere else. All right, so our flap should work. That fully extends and fully retracts. All right. Control flaps. So we don't need to do that. Let's do that. That. So increase flaps and decrease flaps, maybe. Increase, decrease. Yep. Perfect. My brakes work. They do, but it looks like they're backwards. Interesting. So let's go to settings, Fanatec wheel, brake. Brake axis. And let's do settings and set inverted. Go back, setting, set inverted, back, save and back. There we go. Now our brakes work. So it looks like we've got all of our controls set up, which is very interesting to say the least. So I'll tell you what we're going to try to do. I'm going to put GSX back in here for our pushback, and we'll hope that that works. Make sure our cameras still look good. Yeah. So I'm going to put GSX back in here for our pushback and stuff. And we're going to quit the sim, and we're going to load in and just do a flight from here to Charlotte. Just a quick flight just to see what happens. All right, so end flight. quit to the desktop. And let's get our flight set up. So let's get Joseph Dixon. What's up, bro? I'm just now seeing your chat. Um, I was just trying to get my controls and seeing what works in Flight Sim 24, but we're gonna, now that I've got all my controls set up, I think we're gonna try to do a flight from RDU to Charlotte. Just a quick little flight. And see what happens. So I got to get GSX reinstalled real quick. And we will get the sim loaded back up here, and we will also do our sim brief. Raleigh to Charlotte. Gonna be in the Phoenix IE. Quick little flight. We'll generate our plan. We're not going to connect to VATSIM today. We're not going to use any kind of ATC. We're just going to do it all ourselves. Most of the time, that is the easiest thing to do for now. Let's get Navigraph charts pulled up. Raleigh to Charlotte. All right, cool. All right, so we're letting the sim load. And let's just hope that it works for us this time. I'm not sure if it will, but we're going to hope that it does. All right, free flights. Let's see. Nope, it changed us again. It changed us to the JetBlue. So we're just going to go back to our American Airlines livery. And we're going to search for Raleigh Durham. We're going to get that off of our screen. zoom into our gate here, set that as a departure, and start our flights. And hopefully it loads in. It does. Perfect. Perfect. And we'll go with ready to fly. And we'll just go ahead and enter the flight deck here. We'll see if I hadn't even used flight control replay. It's setting up our panel states. GSX looks good to me. It says SimBrief is okay. So what happens if I click operate jetways? Looks like the jetway moves in, the door opens. Beautiful. All right. So far so good. Like external power is available. Yep, our GPU is there. So we'll just get connected to our GPU. Let things start coming online for us here. Strobe can go to auto. Nav and logo lights can come on. Seatbelt signs. No smoking. Arm the emergency exit lights. So we're good to go there. We'll set our altimeter. We'll come over here and we'll import that from SimBrief. It looks like we got it, which is good. Now let's request catering and we will use GSX choice. And I want to see if all of this is going to work. Oh, that looks good. Init, IRS init. Our cost index is going to be 33. And we're going up to 16,000. Looks like GSX is working great. Westar wins. Align on ref. Confirm align. Our flight plan is in. We are on the just straight out departure, but we're going to be on the arrival into Charlotte. We're going to be landing on 36 right. ILS on the Chesley 6 with the Estelle transition. We will clear out this. Let's hit clear. Let's request refueling. Thought there was a way to clear the discontinuity, but I guess I cannot. Just go direct to KTAR. That'll be fine. See, our block fuel is going to be 10 point, let's just say 10.3. And our zero fuel weights is going to be 130.2. Oh. I don't know our center of gravity. Let's see if we can see it here. There we go. So I got to send that after the fact. There's our fuel truck. You can now use load aircraft from the Fenix EFB. GSX boarding and refueling. did that. All right, there we go. So we're loading fuel. Fuel is loaded. So we'll get our fuel pumps on and we'll go ahead and start up our APU. APU is available. We'll get the APU bleed on. And get our external power off. We should be able to dismiss our GPU. Request boarding, even though we're boarding here already. I don't see any passengers coming through the jetway. Let's look at our GSX settings. Service sequence fueling. Oh, there's our passengers.
May I see your boarding pass?
Does that mean they're walking? They are walking through the jetway. Now, so far, GSX has opened doors on its own, so I'm not sure if I have to open these or if GSX will do it. Looks like I've got to open them. So, forward cargo, aft cargo. All right, so all that looks good. Do our win request one more time here. All right, we'll close our Doors. Boarding is completed. Why did that just open back up? They're closed. We'll remove our chocks and cones. And we'll set up our departure out of RDU, taking off on 23 right. Now we'll clear out that discontinuity. We will climb up to 6,000 initially. And we will do our departure performance, taking off on 23 right, sync the final load sheet, sync the weather, calculate. All right, so that's what we need to put in. Excuse me. To our performance. Let me see if I can find that performance page. Yes. So 144, 145, and 148. It looks like our flaps are going to be 2. And then slash down 0.03 or 0.3. And our flex temp is going to be 67. We're going to take off on heading 234. So our speeds are set. Heading is set. Performance is set. Should be able to get our beacon light on now. And request for pushback.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
And we'll start engine 2. It's pushing back. Looks like GSX is working just fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320. Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew.
Get the transponder on.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay. Let's not mess with any of that stuff. We will record our flight though. All right, let's just come out to our wing view and let's get our flap set here. Check that out. We'll arm our spoilers. Do our takeoff config. Getting our engine started back up from where I was messing around with flight control replay. Interesting. There we go. Note to self, need to learn how to use flight control replay. Get our ignition back to normal. Get our APU bleed off. All right, let's taxi. Should be able to do our take off config now. Auto brake on max. There we go. Everything looks good to go. Let's test our brakes. They work. And we will get taxied out here. Captain Will, what's up, brother? So far, okay. It's still a little buggy. I hate the fact that I have to set up all my controls. But we're learning. Let's get some music. Dude, this is actually like, this is legitimately my first flight in it. And we're in the Fenix. This Fenix did release an update for pretty much an experimental version for Flight Sim 24. Alright, we're clear left. Well, clear right. I'm not even going to check left. I got traffic turned off, so... Yeah, so far. It's taken a little bit of time and a little bit of tinkering, and GSX is working. All right, let's see if we can. Noseless steering doesn't seem to have any effect. below 80 knots. V1 and rotates. Positive rate of climb. Gear can come up. I don't know why I'm getting a autopilot can come on. Then we'll get our flaps up here. And we're gonna go ahead up to flight or to 16,000 feet. So I did find out, Captain Will, that you can take your custom cameras from 2020 and port them right over into the folder for 2024. So custom cameras are working. Yes, sir. That's exactly what I did. I took my custom camera folder and moved them right over for the Fenix, and it worked like a charm. I just had to set up my controls to reflect those cameras, but it worked really well.
Unknown caller.
Ten 10,000 feet. Landing lights can come off. Yeah, man. No worries. And we're gonna do the ILS on 236 right. Yeah, final. We're gonna go ahead and get all this set up. So for our top of descent, we need to be coming down to 10,000 feet. Well, we probably need to get to 16,000 first. Nice, bro. I know you're excited about that. All right, so at top of descent, we're gonna come down to 10,000 there. And then for the ILS, we can go ahead and set our destination data, our course, all that's in there. The frequency is frequency should be 108.9. The course should be 003. Format error. Weird. We did say we were gonna do the ILS for 36 right. L6 SDL transition. So that looks good. Let's see if we can get our weather at Charlotte. (330.08) gusting to 19. QNH is 3001. Our minimums are 927. IBQC 108.9. It's not liking any of this information. Yeah, just a few. Like right now, man, I've put in my ILS for 3.6 right, and it's loading in a different, like it had a different frequency right here, which is weird. So I don't know if I need to redo that or just do. We'll change it right now to the ILS for 3.6 center. Insert. Select heading track first. Clear. ILS 3.6 center via SV6 Estelle insert. See, I can't change that out. Either way, we might not be able to line up on the localizer. I might have done something wrong, but the waypoints are there. Yeah, the waypoints are there, so I'm not sure. But it's fine, we'll get it figured out. The scenery looks really good so far. Yeah, no worries, bro. And here comes our top of drop. As we get ready to descend down into Charlotte here. No, man, not a second leg. I've got to pick my daughter up a little bit earlier today and get her to the doctor. I'm just happy to do my first flight in 2024. And we'll get our first stage of flaps out here. We're gonna get down to 5,000. Auto brake going to low. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. It says enter destination data, and I could have sworn that I did that. But for whatever reason, it's not up here. So our temperature is 20. And our minimums are 927. And our radio is 200. But see if I could manually set our speed here to like 180. Let's see if I can get us to descend just a little bit faster. And we're gonna turn and go direct to sick dude. Direct. Sick dude. All right, we can arm our approach. And we'll go back to our managed speed now. Why is my ignition still on? There's the airport directly in front of us off of our nose. We'll get gear down. Flaps full. Arm our spoilers. Rock City, what's up, brother? All right, let me take it here and see what happens. Oh, there we go. Now I've got it.
500.
That runway looks like garbage.
100 above. Minimum.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 7. Drive.
It's giving me a taxi route and everything. I surely don't need a taxi route. That scenery looks like trash, though. I mean, just absolute trash. So this Charlotte scenery looks pretty bad. And the nose wheel steering is just all over the place. I mean, that is awful. Why does the Charlotte scenery look so bad? There's grass coming up through the concrete. Let's get to the gate, see if we can do an instant replay. I don't even know how that works. All right, what gate are we coming up on here? Looks like Charlie 10. So that's not right. All right, so it's not letting me. That's fine. We don't need JSX. See, there's still a few bugs here. We're just gonna come in and park. Oh, I never turned my APU on. That's fine. We're just gonna go cold and dark here. So we stopped our recording. Go back. Let's do instant replay. That doesn't seem to work very well. All right, that's fine. I'll have to figure out how to work the flight control replay, but I guess the flight wasn't terrible. Landing rate was pretty bad, but we do have some bugs. The scenery looks decent from outside of the aircraft, but then once you're in the aircraft, it just looks awful. Absolutely awful. Let's figure out why we have that taxi ribbon. I thought I had all my assists turned off. Apparently not. All right, so that looks better. But yeah, the Fenix does work, flies pretty well. Just still a few bugs in the Flight Sim 2024. But what do we expect, right? I mean, we had the same bugs in Flight Sim 2020 when it released. So it's not perfect. It's on its way. I'm glad that GSX has somewhat added compatibility for 2024. There's still some bugs there. Not surprised. It's GSX. Took them forever to get their stuff straight for 2020. I am super glad that Fenix has added this update for free for 2024 compatibility instead of making us buy the aircraft again, like I fear that some developers are going to do. So time will tell, chat. It's early. It's early in the life of 2024. It seems like the developers didn't exactly do things the way they had promised. They said things were going to be completely compatible and all of your add-ons would be able to transfer over, and yeah, that's apparently not the case. So there's that. I'm sure this Charlotte scenery is something to do with the people who designed it, with the designer, because I purchased that through the InSim marketplace as well. The Raleigh-Durham scenery looked great. You can load in third-party sceneries. They tend to, from what I've seen, like I loaded in the IAD, and that's a third-party scenery that I put in the community folder and loaded in, and it looked good. Yeah, dude, there's definitely some money grabs here for sure. Which I mean, I get, because the developers are going to have to do a lot of work to get their aircraft compatible, especially if they want the native features of 2024. So time will tell how well this sim develops and how well add-ons develop and all that stuff. But guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm ZW. If you made it this far into the video, and if you haven't done it already, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment, jump in the chat next time I'm live, share the video, especially for anybody else who might be struggling to set up their Fenix or their flight controls in general, because the vast majority of the video is spent doing that. We only spent about an hour flying, and we've been live for 3 hours. So share it with people, you know, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff if you want to. You don't have to, no pressure. I appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. Guys, I'll catch you on the next stream. Until then, make sure you keep it classy and make sure you stay blessed. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm ZW. See you next time. Peace out.